Hello and welcome to another episode of the Never a Straight Answer podcast. The podcast aims to cover a wide range of topics from conspiracy theories to popular culture and news. I'm your host Gaz, and joining me in the studio, is it a bird? Is he a saucer? No, he's my co-host. He's Mr. Taylor.
Yes, I am a cup. That's why I'm not a saucer, I'm a cup.
He's a pie tin.
I'm a pie tin.
Well, you'll all come clear. Welcome back, new listeners and repeat offenders. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Never a Straight Answer podcast. This week, we've got a fascinating topic. We're going to be talking about the first documented UFO sighting ever. It's a super fascinating case, and the main reason why we refer to the mystery crafts as flying saucers.
Yes.
So, that might you get a better idea of why he's not a saucer, pie tin. And apparently, he wasn't describing a flying saucer. He was trying to describe the shape, and it was misinterpreted, or it was kind of likened to.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
This is where the phrase come from.
It
we'll be
is,
getting into
so.
it a bit later on,
We
I'm sure. He'll be worth sticking around for.
Oh, definitely.
That's coming up in the show very shortly, as well as what's fucked up where you're from, and of course the NASA news.
Oh, yes.
So a lot's coming up in the show, and all worth
listening to.
All worth sticking around for.
Yeah.
Get to the end. You know you want to.
Yeah.
So we're talking about the fantastic, fascinating case of Kenneth Arnold. Matron.
Hello.
It was Kenneth.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hello.
Good, Kenneth.
It was that good Kenneth?
Yeah.
Oh, baby. Anyway, we'll be talking about that later.
We will.
Before we get into all of that, though, have you been up to anything interesting this week, Mr. Taylor?
I've just been spending time with me old ma. It was her birthday yesterday. Happy birthday,
Mama. 21 again.
Yeah, she is, yeah. Looking young.
Just how many times she's been 21?
I know. Oh, a million times.
Oh, I was giving her age away a bit.
At least
well, she's had a good week for it. It's been a
she has,
a so-called heat wave here in the UK.
Oh, it's been beautiful.
It's getting mocked by the
brilliant.
Yanks because it's not as hot as it is there.
Yeah, I've been scaring the navies. I've been going and sunbathing a little bit.
I was going to say you've been scaring them. Been doing a bit of nude sunbathing.
Well, not nude, not fully anyway. Not yet.
Fully exposing
let's see
yourself
what the
to
week
neighbours.
brings.
Well, it kind of went a bit overcast today. I think everyone was like, come on, rain, for God's sake.
Yeah, we need it, yeah. But like you said, the Americans have got it a hell of a lot worse.
Why? How bad's it over there?
It's like the hottest part of the world at the minute.
Is it?
Yeah, it's over the hundreds.
It's like it's like, you pay for this type of weather.
Well,
when everyone's going on like climate change, it's like, I mean, I have to obviously push buttons.
Yeah,
there,
we're just playing around with it.
Just playing around, but but it is true. It's like, it's like if it's going to mean that the UK turns into a tropical climate.
Well, the way it may work out is that Scotland gets like our weather.
We don't want it to get that bad.
The Spanish
anyway.
weather.
But like, to a point where it's like bad. But
yeah. But like Bob Geldof said, have we passed that?
He did, didn't he? He said the other day, the humans have passed that threshold where we know
we're all doomed.
We're all doomed. But he's never liked Mondays.
Well, he hasn't, and now we don't like Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays.
No, I think you go in reverse. He's trying to protect Mondays now. He's he loves Mondays.
Yeah, he loves it.
He loves Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and he wants more of them.
Well,
that's the way I see it.
Well, he's denying it now, isn't he? He's saying like...
So you can't write a song about hating Mondays and then try and save him the next, Bob.
I know. Make up your mind. Mind you, he's a bit older now. He may be a bit wiser. Maybe.
Yeah. Well,
but we never know.
We'll see what happens, Bob?
Yeah. Well, let's see if your prediction's right or not.
Tell me why. I'm going to see singing that all the week now. I don't like Mondays.
No,
that's what
Mondays
you call
now.
People when they didn't show up for work after a heavy weekend. And you'd be like, coming on the Tuesday, be like, all right, Bob.
Yeah, it's a regular.
Don't worry about Bob Geldof. You don't like Mondays. Anyway, it's been a hectic. We've just been trying to sort my bloody life out, really. Other than that. But the heat wave's been nice. So
it's been mint, hasn't it?
Caught a bit of the sun.
I think I caught a lot of it.
I got red bits, white bits.
Yes,
all
I definitely got red bits.
We've got quite the thing media thing coming up next week.
We are.
And we shall find out what the hell's going on there.
Yes. Are we champions?
Well, I don't know. But did you vote for us? We'll see.
Well, we hope you did.
We're going to be attending their thing anyway.
Yes.
So we'll let you know what happens.
We will indeed, yeah.
In due course, I should imagine.
Yes.
Other than that, yeah. So Anything else apart from?
I've been because of the UFO sighting that
you had your UFO sighting, which is great because we're talking UFOs tonight.
Yeah. So
got a lot of UFO stuff going on.
I've been looking up at the stars more often lately, and like questioning. Is that one?
Well, that's great because obviously this week, like when we went looking, it was the worst weather.
Yeah,
and
terrible.
I wish that it was that like this weekend instead because the skies have been so clear that it's such a great time to look.
Hell no, it'd be too hot, mate.
No, I'm not even going to get into this argument because he prefers to go camping when it rains.
Yeah, I prefer it to
I don't get that. I would like to be dry. I don't want to be getting in my tent.
I don't want it to be the hottest day of the year.
I don't. Well, no, but I mean, I don't want it to be the wettest day of any day.
Yeah, no, I want it. British weather. Here
right. Well, I'm just going to say out you flat out wrong, and let's move on.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I think camping in sunny kind of mild weather.
Let's just say you agree with me.
Rain,
yeah.
Any day of the week.
Let's just say you agree with me. Yeah.
No, not this early in the show. So we've got what's fucked up where you're from this week, which is actually from up the road.
It is indeed.
Radcliffe in Bury, or Radcliffe near Bury.
Yes.
The guys over at Hallmark of Greatness wrote to us and said they've got a number of stuff going on over in Radcliffe.
Oh right.
One of which being the Hag of Radcliffe.
The Hag,
yeah. Who goes around? Basically, goes right back to medieval times.
Ah, right, okay.
Where the Hag would hang around at the roads between there and the next town. Yeah. Oh God, that kind of kicked up a little bit, didn't it? Yeah. And basically startle travellers.
Ah, right.
So now the guys over there say that seems like a right laugh.
Yeah.
It just startled me.
Yeah, it
was like I was going for startled. It was like, well, I was borderline scared, but, startled.
Don't do that again.
Now, Radcliffe also has, another kind of urban legend.
Right, so it's a busy little place
legend, but this is a story that goes, is a tale of, is it Far Ellen? Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Now, this is a really bizarre story because this goes, basically talks about a stepmother who killed her daughter, killed Ellen, and put her in a pie.
Oh, what?
Put her in a pie, and not only put her in a pie, fed her to the dad.
Oh, nasty.
Right? So this is, the father was served the grizzly pie, and she said that he would not eat his beautiful daughter. Well, so I'm assuming he knew that she was in the pie.
Oh, it must be.
Because obviously he'd be like, yeah, this smells a bit funny.
Yeah, why's a ponytail in it?
I know, yeah. It reminds me of the Catherine Knight. Have you ever heard? She made she cooked her husband and then fed it to somebody.
No, it reminds me of the old one of the was it the hairdresser who used to cut?
Sweeney Todd.
Sweeney Todd, that's it. Who used to?
And then put them in the pie.
Yeah, the girlfriend's pie. Yeah, she.
You get some of the good stuff.
Yeah. Well, they had a good feed
special
there.
Special meat. Yeah. It's like, what's it? The League of Gentlemen. Like, yeah, that was grim.
But what would
we
get
put
you
in a really funny way.
Fucked up to do that kind of shit, you know what I mean? And to your own as well.
Good at pie making. It's like, where'd you hide the evidence? Stick it in a pie.
Yeah.
So up the road from Radcliffe is also, I mean, it's not Radcliffe, but it's up the road.
Not too far.
Pendle Hill.
Oh, yes.
Right.
Yes.
Which is, if you don't know what Pendle Hill is, for our overseas transatlantic friends, it's the equivalent of the Salem massacre, right?
Yeah.
So the villagers at the time, they fell ill. The milk went sour.
It did.
Leading to everybody to believe that it was the work of the witches.
Was it?
So basically, they were round up. A lot of them were hanged. And since then, there's been countless of strange events, loads of sightings, individual spirits, as well as World War II spirits.
Oh, right. Okay.
Loads of activity over on Pendle. I think we should go one day.
Yeah. It sounds like a busy place there.
so much. I think there's actually a couple of haunted structures up there as well.
Oh, right, that'd be interesting.
I think there's a well, if I'm not mistaken, which is in a building, which is supposed to be haunted.
All right, okay. You seem to know quite a bit about it.
Well, you see.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's only up the road, though, isn't it? I think Pendle is a bit further up, as if you go in towards, it's Lancashire, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
it won't be that far, would it?
That's what's fucked up over in Ratcliffe.
And it's fucked up.
I think there's quite a lot of fucked up stuff there, especially the grizzly pies.
Yeah. I won't be eating no pies around there.
And then you can fling your pie tin and go UFO.
Yay!
So like I say, this is a really, really good week for this. What's fucked up where you're from?
Yeah.
And if you want to get involved, you know what to do. Send us a message on social media or email, really. Yeah. And you could be featured if you've got a story from your local town. Where you're from, could be ghost stories, urban legends, cryptids, monsters, whatever. Yeah, get in touch and let us know, and we'll do some additional research.
We will,
and see if we can find out anything else that's going on in your area too.
Oh, spooky!
So, well, before we get on to our main topic for the evening, just want to say big shout out to our Patreons.
Yes,
because we couldn't do this without you, and you know what, you such a big help.
Yeah,
and obviously
massive help.
You can help us too. A number of ways. You can join us over on Patreon. There's a couple of tiers that you can join up as. You can join up as an agent, a special agent, or beyond top secret, which gives you privy to some secret kind of secret content.
Behind the lines.
Bit of stuff there.
Yeah, a bit of this, a bit of that.
All right. Matron. We're getting back into the Kenneth.
Oh, yeah.
It's dead easy. You can go over to the website. There'll be a link in the description. You can go over to our website at neverstraightanswer.co.uk and to the support page where there are a number of ways you can help us out, and it really does, especially at the moment.
Yeah.
So come over and do your biz. Also, thanks to the Patreons that we do have. We've only got a couple, and we'd like to improve on that.
We do.
So that's another reason to come and join.
Yes.
Thank you to Jay and thank you to Swoosh.
Yes, Swoosh and Jay.
Absolute legends. And have been supporters from the beginning. And we know we've got a lot of you out there. So,
Couple of special agents,
Couple of special agents.
Wow, yes.
So, this week, like I say, we're talking UFOs. UFOs.
Or AUPs or AVVs.
And I like this story, right? Because, like I said earlier, it is the kind of the first official. I mean, everyone goes on about kind of Roswell, don't they?
Yeah,
and how Roswell was kind of like the primary sort of
kickoff start
of
the investigation.
A lot of people getting it into the popular culture.
Yeah.
Now, this sighting happened on June 24th. So, June 24th, summer, nice clear skies.
Yeah, very good
of 1947. So, Kenneth was flying. He was a pilot, and he was flying a routine sort of flight from, Cheesehalls, Washington, to Yakima, Washington.
Yeah.
Right. Now, he flew a Cal A2.
Yes.
And he was on his doing a business run. But he made a brief detour because he learned of a reward that was been issued for $5,000, which is about equivalent to this day, about $58,000. Right. Now, this was to discover a U.S. Marine Corps plane, C-446, which was a transport airplane that had crashed. Yeah. Yes. It had kind of, so he's kind of thought, do you know what?
Well,
I'm en route here. Yeah, it's a clear day.
Yeah.
If I just come off a little bit, I could probably have a look for this plane, and see if I spot it, $60,000 in the bank.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Lovely. Everyone
nice
would do
equivalent.
It
so, a few minutes before 3 p.m., he's kind of flown out. He's about, about 2,500 meters in altitude, and he's having a look round, and he's not spotted anything, but he's thinking, right, I should give up on the search and kind of head back towards my destination of Yamika. Yeah. So just then, where he sees this bright light, now he describes it as similar to how sunlight reflects in a mirror. So do you know, like that, that
little
glare.
glint.
Yeah. And he was kind of assuming, he thought he might be a bit too close to another craft at this point.
Possibility.
So, like, he didn't want to be kind of causing anybody any, problems.
Any instant.
Now, because he'd come off route. So he would have had his own sort of, flight plan.
So he was free flying,
exactly.
Basically.
So, I mean, the chances that he could have interfered with another craft were quite high. I think, like, his fears wouldn't have been unfounded.
Yeah, because especially with there wouldn't only just be his plane looking for this plane that's gone down.
Exactly,
there'd be other vehicles as well.
Potentially, if they were all kind of, I mean, obviously it's a lot of money.
I think the military be using all the resources at that time.
So Arnold scanned the skies around him, but all he could see was a DC-4 to the left, about 15 miles behind him. Yeah, right. So it weren't that, and it wasn't in any immediate danger there. So about 30 seconds after seeing the first flash, Arnold says he saw a series of bright flashes to the left of him, or north, which were about 25 miles or 32 to 40 kilometers away. Yeah. Right? So he's thinking these must be planes. Yeah, right? So there must be reflections off planes or something.
Yeah,
but he couldn't rule it out. So, like, he's basically flying off. Yeah. He wanted to kind of try and this makes me laugh as well, actually, because this part of the story, because he describes it as he takes his sunglasses off, to try and get a better look, and then he winds his window down, right? Yeah, now he's in a fucking plane, but it was 1947, so it's not like such jets or anything, but like the fact that you're able to wind your window down on a plane, have a look out, and go, where the fuck's that?
Sliding ones, where you slide down or up, or it could have been, one of them little departments of the window that can be open within the window.
So he's had a quick look, and he's thought it can't be a plane. Right. There's nothing there. So he's ruled it out.
But what else could it be if it's not a plane?
Well, he's saying that the reflections did come from a flying object.
Yeah.
He basically said that they flew in a long chain. Yeah, right. These objects, and he likened them to a flock of geese. Yeah. But quickly ruled that out for a number of reasons, including the altitude. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The bright glint that was obviously,
it had to be a metal in some
metal
kind of
sort of metallic object. Yeah. And the fast speed that they were travelling in. No geese would fly at these speeds.
Oh, yeah. These speeds were like. Do you want to tell them what the speed was?
Well, you go for it if you've got the speeds.
Well, they estimated at that time they were going at 1,200 miles an hour. But then after a while, and they measured it out properly, it ended up being 1,657 miles an hour.
Okay, so very fast.
Yeah.
So he obviously he's had to rule this out, but whether it be in something organic, a bird or whatever, but he thought that it could have been a new type of jet or plane, and started looking for indications that it could have been a plane. Yeah. Yeah. So tail fins,
wings,
anything like that,
propellers.
And he couldn't see anything like that. No. Yeah, so
we're actually going 3 times faster than the fastest plane at that time.
Normally when they go past this area, Rainer, right, when they pass in front, it's usually they appear as a dark profile against the bright white snow-filled covering. Yeah, right. So he kind of used that to try and see if he could kind of distinguish a shape of something. And he said it was something like they had like an edge that seemed to be thin, but with like a pointed sort of nose, like almost kind of like a Concorde or something, I don't know, but like more of like a disc.
Like a boomerang kind of.
Yeah, well, he's kind of. There's a few descriptions that he's gave over the years. One of them was a bit of a crescent, like a moon, like a boomerang, if you like. There was another one that was kind of like almost teardrop, if you like, liken it to like the ship out of flight, the Navigator. Then he's, called them like he basically likened it to a pie tin. Yeah, right. Like but this is how the popularization of the whole UFO flying saucer came from, because
and disc.
Because I can only imagine it was probably some newsman He was trying to get the headline, for the next day's paper, and he came up with the, based off his descriptions, he's gone flying saucer, because he never actually described them as a disc or a saucer.
No.
Yeah.
No.
He more liked it.
Papers.
He likened to it as a pie tin skimming across water.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that. Well, it could. It could be. I mean, but this is the thing, yeah, because what I kind of think is quite amazing about this is when you hear his story, the encounter, right? It's almost what you'd kind of hear today, yeah. There's no differences in terms of what he saw, how fast it was traveling, its maneuverability, yeah. And we always look at these things and go, well, could it have been like reversed engineered technology and stuff from our end, yeah. But this was 1947.
Yeah, it was way back.
Yeah,
then.
so it's not even a case of that. Even if we've had shot something down or recovered something, it was way too early for us to even get a grasp of what it was. Never mind reverse engineer it.
Only just got the atomic bomb, the H bomb, the A bomb, and we still didn't know a lot about it.
Anything traveling at those speeds back in 1947 had to be otherworldly. It wasn't anything we could do here on Earth.
Even I don't even think today, even with some black operations that have been discovered and details of vehicles then to now, I don't think there's been any reports of any vehicles actually being that couldn't actually go that fast at that time.
Well, he says that he continued on course, trying to he wasn't sure if it was a military jet or something that. Being tested, a test plane or anything like that.
Yeah.
So he turned his plane southwards and moved, in a less sort of obvious course.
Yeah.
He says that those objects did not disappear. They just continued in a more rapid southwardly trajectory.
Yeah.
And moving towards his position, right? Curious about the speed, so we began to kind of
calculate from one of the mountains because he knows the mountain range.
Yeah, so he was saying he could view them at a distance of about 50 miles. So he was trying to say in 1 minute and 42 seconds, according to the clock on his instrument panels. When he later had the time, did all the calculations.
Yeah,
he said that the speed was over 1,700 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Which is 2,700 kilometers an hour.
Yeah.
So, wow. Yeah, 1947 speeds. I'm not sure about that.
I don't even think we can do them speeds today.
So, a bit later on in the day, he's landed in Yamaka. Yeah, about 4 p.m.
Yeah.
So he's kind of giddy about this at this point. He wants to tell people, right?
Yeah.
And wouldn't you? You've told the world I saw my UFO.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, there's no even frame for comparison. There's no frame of reference at this point.
No.
Right. So imagine seeing something. Yeah, nowadays you can just say, I saw a UFO, and people know exactly what you're talking about, and they know exactly what sort of thing you're claiming to have seen.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Back then, he's the first guy. Yeah. He's got no frame of reference.
There's hardly any communication. It only works through papers and the brand new radios and brand new TVs that are coming through as well. So you haven't really
it's
got
just
a good
people
spread.
Just don't have an idea what you're talking about. It's all brand new information, and he basically wasted no time. He quickly told his friend and airport general manager is it Baxter?
Yeah.
The amazing story. And before too long, the entire airport knew Arnold's claims. We're discussing the story with staff, and later on, he wrote that Baxter didn't believe him. Yeah. So, it's crazy things that you're seeing in the sky, and then all of a sudden, people are really interested because apparently there was so many more reports after he kind of came forward with this story.
Yeah, there was actually
reports of unidentified objects in the sky rocketed.
Yeah, massively. But even 2 reports come out that at that time in that area there was a prospector who had seen 6 objects that had gone past him, and you also the fire service, them towers that look out for fires. There was an actual person in there who said that he'd glimpsed something. He was looking out for fires and he'd seen something go across.
Well, I mean, Arnold, he wanted to know what this was. I mean, he even kind of rang up and attended a few air shows just to try and find out if there was a new piece of aerial technology that he was unaware of.
Yeah, and he's not an old boy either. He was in his 30s, so it wasn't, past it or even seeing anything. The visual as well. The visibility was great.
He did all of his kind of homework after the fact as well, because he was so determined to kind of work out the distances between Rayner and Adams.
Yeah, he wanted to make sure he got it right.
That he could kind of get the speed correct, because he thought this was so astonishing that the numbers, needed to kind of be correct. He didn't want to be going...
Yeah, splurting out and then finding out, actually, mate, you forgot to put the decimal point there.
Or whatever, something like that. Yeah. But, obviously, he was kind of concerned that this was something more than just,
rightly so as well, I think.
And maybe otherworldly. So...
Well, yeah. Well, there's a massive connection, I'd say, myself. There's a massive connection between this and Roswell. Because, like you were saying, the reports that was coming out, there was reports coming out for like 2 or 3 weeks about all sorts of images.
Yeah, because it wasn't that far off, was it, either? No. Do you know what I mean?
It
From
was
him
actually
having his experience to Roswell.
Well, Roswell happened if you have a look on Wikipedia, it says the 8th of July, 1947, which is wrong. It's actually the 7th that the incident happened. They reported it on the 6th, and then the 8th
it was
when
only
they
that
took
all
it.
the reporters and everyone actually managed to get out there.
Yeah, well, they reported it on the 9th. The 8th. But this report on this happened on the 9th.
This was a solid month before then.
Yeah.
So,
but the day after Roswell, this is when this was reported.
Wait a minute.
Exactly the day after.
Well, like I say, so wait a minute. So, because on the 7th of July, 2 stories came out where Arnold again was raising the topic of possible extraterrestrial origins. In basically the Associated Press, he received fan mail, that basically asked him. None of them were calling him a weirdo or a bloody screwball or anything like that. Yeah, right. Some of them were kind of asking about religious interpretations of his sighting. Some were saying that they were visitors from another planet. Yeah. Now, it's funny that this was a day that's kind of noted that, stories started coming out and aimed at Arnold because it's the same day of Roswell. Do you know what I mean? The same day that the Roswell incident did happen. Yeah. There was actually a story published where Arnold was interviewed in the Chicago Times. So, I mean, he wasn't shy about him coming out and talking about his encounter.
Oh, no.
At all. I think he totally believed that, he's seen something.
Well, there was actually a guy called William Rhodes who had walked out of his house one morning a couple of weeks afterwards and actually took a picture of a flying saucer or flying dish known back then. And then he reported it into the papers, and actually Kenneth actually reported that was the actual object that he was seeing, the 9 objects that he's seen at that time. Plus, a couple of days afterwards at William Rhodes, 2 men walked up to his front door, one claiming to be a Lieutenant Colonel Beam and an FBI agent Lennon, asking for the actual negative of the photo.
Well, this is the thing, because he didn't actually, he bought himself a brand new camera after this incident because he was adamant that he needed to capture this on camera.
Yeah.
So he ended up taking it out on every flight afterwards because he just in case he was able to capture the evidence he needed to prove what he was talking about.
And you would, wouldn't you?
Now, when he went to the papers, he said that they were discs in the sky were making turns so abruptly and around peaks that it would have been an impossible task for human pilots. So
definitely.
he had to think they were being controlled from somewhere else, regardless of the weather. It could have been from Mars or Venus or his own planet. Right? So he doesn't know. It could have been from anywhere. It could have rather been controlled. They could have been drones.
Yes,
Or they could have been...
From Earth, I would have thought drones, because there's no way a body can
But
take
again,
that.
we're talking 1947, right? Now, we don't know if it was extraterrestrial ship, what technology they possess that were able to cope with these forces.
Yeah.
Or, like we was discussing then, could they be drone planes operated by some unknown person on an unknown from an unknown location?
Problem I have with that one is if you have a look at the war effort, 1940s, the way we brought people into. I mean, it was a good era for ideas and stuff and bringing stuff forward, but like I don't think that. Like the technology, it's too advanced. Even back then, it's massively too advanced to what we compare to it now.
I do think Kenneth did believe that it was UFOs or aliens, extraterrestrials, and in the Associated Press in July of 19th, Arnold basically did retell his story again and his beliefs that he didn't think that they were army and that he thought they were extraterrestrials. The extraterrestrial, the press actually printed, the ex-University of Minnesota swimmer and footballer says he now believes the discs were not from a foreign country. The army could not give the answers if it would, and they don't have the explanations now. And they certainly could do something to find out.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
If the army has no explanation, the discs must be, and I know this sounds crazy, but from another planet.
Yeah.
Does this not all sound very familiar?
Yeah, it's the same common...
It's exactly the same thing that's going on now, right? Now, we live in a modern age where we can kind of go, oh, well, it could have been this, and we could have been that, or it could have been that, like it could have been another country.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's acceptable to believe that this sort of technology now exists. Yeah,
that is very true.
We can kind of come to grips with like, oh, what, you've got a plane that can do these sick maneuvers? Great. Can we get one? Can we order a few? Yeah.
Exactly.
Whereas back in 1947, there was not a chance that anybody was developing anything like this.
Well, you wouldn't have had Area 51 and places like that, and they would have been more advanced than what they are now.
This predates Area 51, right? So if we were supposedly, got this plane that crashed in Roswell and we back-engineered it to a point where we now possess that technology, well, we couldn't have, unless, like I've always said, this time traveling from the future, and this is us coming back in time to witness events playing out as they happen, like a Magic School Bus type scenario.
I don't think, for me, I don't think time period of us coming back. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think it's a good idea, and I think there is a possibility, there is. But my percentage on it is something.
You were talking
like
about
10%.
Somebody corroborating this. Right, so Arnold's sighting was corroborated by a professor named Fred Johnson from basically who was investigating, doing a bit of kind of his own research, checking out his telescope and whatnot.
Nothing wrong with
he
that.
saw 6 objects on July 24th, on June 24th, sorry, about the same time Arnold did, right? Where he was viewing through his small telescope when he saw round but tapered slightly, like with a point, objects. They were kind of ovally sort of shape. He noticed the objects seemed to basically disturb his compass. As well as the elevation of the witness by the AAF found what he said to be credible as well. So, like, ironically, Johnson's report was listed as the first unexplained UFO report in the Air Force files.
Ah, see.
So that report, when they were looking into it the other week, that was literally the first case brought to their attention. Right? So
and then Roswell happened, and so they had 2 incidents. And not only that, the year after Roswell, there was an even bigger one in the north side.
So straight away from having nothing at all, right,
to having 3 to 4
sightings within a month.
Within a couple of months, yeah.
Yeah, that's dodgy.
Yeah, it just makes you think about the why that area. Why are you going around that area? What's so important about that kind of area? Why would you just want to visit that area? And why is could it be that actually because we had don't forget we had the Battle of Los Angeles, which was a big light that was in Los Angeles for 2 hours being shot at. Then we had a number of other little incidences. Now,
there was quite widespread UFO reports after Arnold's sighting.
They shot the Roswell one down because it seems that they've either got a choice of they clattered with another UFO,
or
they got thunderstorm hit it and took it down.
It could have been potential, like you start getting reports, and then all of a sudden you've got your defences up. If you see something that you're not supposed to see, then potentially. Apparently, so like in the weeks that followed June 9th, sorry, because I'm so used to saying 2020 now, but 1947. Several hundred reports of similar sightings flooded into the US and around the world. Which basically described saucer-shaped objects.
I think give the chance for people to actually turn around and go, well, you know what, someone else has seen it. Let me be a bit brave and actually tell people. But then, then it comes to the generation where after a while people are going, oh, you're nuts, blah, blah, this, that and the other, there's fuck all there. These have said that, that and that. And then as generations going on, people will see more and more of these items when we could
they ended up collecting reports of 853 flying disc sightings that year from 140 newspapers from Canada, Washington, and every US state.
That is mad.
So, it was more UFO reports in 1947 than researchers have ever seen since, I think, most researchers has ever seen. What?
Yeah, till 52.
Some of the stories were poorly documented fragments, and others were kind of really more detailed and rich. But obviously Arnold's story is really compelling in terms of what it sparked off. Because, like I said earlier on in the show, the whole sort of idea and the UFO being, a flying saucer, the term flying saucer, was only coined because of Arnold's, claims and his sighting. And I think that's what sparked the imagination. And, if you look into the science fiction and the kind of, when we talk about how the Greys, the Greys kind of look and how it's been kind of drip fed into our subconscious. In the same respect, I could argue that this is the same. I mean, you've got like an iconic sort of ship, or like this flying saucer or a disc. And we've always kind of accepted that as that's the way it is, and that's the way they look. And if you were to kind of say to an illustrator or a filmmaker, or say make a flying saucer, it would be modelled roughly around saucers or whatever, and it's
like asking for a cube.
And it's great that, that all comes from that one guy's description of a pie tin skipping across water, or a stone skipping across water, or whatever, this disc shape, object. And even though he's come out of so many different kind of variations of it in terms of like its pointed end, or its oval shape, it still kind of comes back to this saucer, or like,
and
it's
they still get seen to this day. Totally. Not that many, but I must admit, because I was going to turn around and say,
there's a lot more cigar shape objects now.
More and triangles.
But could that be because because imagine, say if frame rate, and I turn if I'm saying taking a photo with long exposure, right, and obviously how light travels at. And things like that. So if I say, I did a bit of light painting, right? So if you don't know what light painting is, I was telling Taylor about this the other week, you basically put your camera on a really long exposure or bulb, yeah, which means that you put your finger on the shutter and it'll keep taking the photo, letting in as much light as possible.
Yeah.
So imagine like that is streaking across the sky. It might be like a more of a saucer shape if you were seeing it stationary, but because it's moving through the sky, leaving a bit more of like a staggered frame, making it look like a cigar shape rather than, what I mean?
Yeah,
But almost capturing that light, or not light, but like, movement of the object through the sky, and imagine it being so kind of fast that it makes you see a blur streak, making it look like a cigar.
I'll put it against my experience the other week, right?
Who knows?
Well, I'll put it against the experience I had, which, it went so fast and so fast and quick. It was like the blink of an eye. You just seen the streak go away. And coming back, it's like, but then it can also disappear and come back. And it was so... I mean, I actually thought at one point that it was someone with a pen. One of them light pens on the ground going like, oh, sweep it across there, like that. But it was faster than that, and it was on point as well. It was so fast on stopping and then going into another direction, then stopping, and then whizzing off.
Yeah.
It was like...
Well, what do you think? I mean, do you think like the UFO sightings have changed? Do you think they've changed much in the last sort of 60 years? In terms
we've got more variety.
Well, we might have more variety, but do you think like the report itself, right?
Yeah.
As an eyewitness, right? You've got a guy. Now, if I didn't tell you what date that was, right, and I said, listen to this UFO report, you would just literally assume that
it's probably sometime
a very
couple of years.
like a quite a recent thing, because the report
it
itself doesn't change, right? And I think the most compelling part of it is the fact that over the years, we have had that technological kind of breakthroughs, and like I said earlier, I think it's so easy to go, yeah, that could be a possibility now. Yeah, but back then, it wasn't.
Yeah,
and the idea that we can write that off now as it's probably this, it's probably that.
You can't write anything off on this kind of stuff,
You can't do that then, because...
It's throwing evidence away and going, disregard the Bible... But you're not going to be religious.
Well, what do you guys think at home? Do you think it's legit? Do you think Kenneth?
Well, I'll tell you what.
Oh, matron.
William Rhodes didn't get his film back because he contacted the FBI afterwards to see, I want that back, you know what I mean? How dare you come here and take that and not bring it me back? And they said, we don't know anything about this. What's going on?
Why, who had a tape?
Well, the photograph.
Oh, right, okay,
the video,
the photograph of the video.
Yeah, the picture,
right?
The negative. When that got took away by the so-called FBI and Lieutenant Colonel, which is military. Why are them two working together?
Oh, is this the guy who was corroborated? Yeah, I think it was the 8 lights. In fact, I've got the photo here.
Oh no, this photo was just one.
Right, okay.
I
think this was taken by the guy. It was photographed on the 12th of July, 1947, from Tucson or not? I don't know.
And you know what? Where this incident was only 400 miles away from Roswell.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, so it wasn't that far.
At them speeds,
possibly it was one of them.
At them speeds they were flying, then that probably wouldn't take long.
Were they on a hunt? They could have been on a hunt for another UFO that decided, I'm scarping away from you. You're a bad lot, or you're whatever. I'm going to hide down here.
There was obviously some skeptics.
Yeah, there was a lot.
So obviously, there was a guy called Stuart Campbell who said that the object Arnold reported could have been, been migraines of several snow-capped peaks.
Yeah, but then surely that you could go up there and see that exactly again.
Oh, right, sorry, mirage. Do apologise. Why migraines? Mirage. It could have been a mirage from the snowy peaks, I was
possible.
Like, do you know what?
You got
Because
to
it's
count
2
all
o'clock
these
in the morning, and I'm like, what? I can't hardly see.
You got to count everything. You can't discount
He
anything.
calculated the object's speed, determined that they were traveling roughly the same speed as Arnold's plane, indicating that the objects were in fact stationary, and a mirage could have caused this by temperature variations over the top of several deep valleys.
Yeah, well, there were 2 witnesses in the valleys at the time that possible, but I would imagine that if they've been there, a prospector and a fire service, and I reckon they know what a mirage and
another
an object
guy
is.
Bruce Maccabee says a meteorite theory could have been
streaming across. Yeah, but it can't, well, no, because he didn't state anything about any kind of flames or anything like that. So, and it changed direction, didn't it?
Oh yeah, and
so
it would have been like obviously
impossible.
Yeah, he said it wouldn't. It would have been impossible.
Yeah, well, good idea.
Birds, to be there or
air balloon. No,
I don't know. I think this is it. It is quite an interesting case. We'd love to hear what you guys think of it at home.
Yeah, it's a wicked case.
If you've got any other cases that you want us to have a look into as well, we'd be happy to.
Yes.
But yeah, I think it's such a great case. Obviously, he never changed his story. He was like, adamant. I saw what I saw.
Telling the truth,
and this is the thing, because it's not one of those things where it's like, where over the years people have said, oh, I've seen a UFO, when they looked at as a bit of a crazy or whatever.
Yeah.
He's a pilot.
Yeah.
So he was obviously in
an
upstanding job.
Yeah. According to everyone around
it wasn't even so taboo at the time that, he'd gonna get laughed out of the fucking airport because he said he saw a UFO.
Yeah.
Everyone was really interested, what it sparked off was pretty incredible. So,
and don't forget, you've got fighters and soldiers that come back from a terrible war, and then they will be bringing back the stories as well of like Foo Fighters and the experiences they've had as well. So they're not just having it over in peacetime, in wartime in America, but they're having it in different nations as well. And then don't forget against the Japanese as well. We would have had experiences there. So in Japan, not Russia,
it's
Germany,
a UFO, it's not a
mirage.
America.
You know what I mean? So it was widespread. It wasn't just a case that America was always getting these little experiences.
I know, yeah. Well, yeah, because this is it. I mean, obviously, these documented cases, I mean, they're not just in the America. It does seem that it is most prominent over there.
It's just taken note.
Is that because you've got a lot of wide open spaces and a lot of kind of, areas where they are isolated, and if there was a witness or if there was a kind of a sighting,
communication would have been more difficult. And if you would have been going to, let's say, the next village and there's about 10 people there, you might tell them 10 people. And
exactly. There's less people to kind of like get your finger across. The
little articles in the news that what I mean that people like, this happened, but we don't really need to talk about it. We disregard it. And don't forget, the government didn't want people learning about this because some of these items were projects, you know what I mean, through...
of course, yeah, they were actually they were doing research on their own bits and pieces, but
they
this is the thing.
And stifle this away from...
I mean, maybe that was a lot of it was down to, by,
because
smoke and mirrors. Smoke and mirrors,
like,
isn't it? If you can kind of try and blag that you're doing one thing whilst trying, doing something else secretly.
It's like it's.
The thing is,
we were going into
I don't understand
Cold War.
Why,
don't forget.
I don't understand why if there was a country that had this technology. Now Arnold said this as well. Yeah. Why are they not sharing it? Because this is groundbreaking technology. It should be shared with the people. It should be kind of used.
Like Panther, mate.
And what, like Wakanda?
We got a Conga in the corner somewhere.
There's some fucker there. Well, it might be. They could be fucking Wakanda.
And you know where I think it's probably
there's some fucking technologies being kept and shielded from us.
Do you know where I think it's more than likely it's coming from?
Wakanda.
I think our own seas. I think our own seas, because don't forget we've got a lot of land.
So what do you think?
But there's 3 times that
Atlantis
outside into the sea.
Well, what you're suggesting though is it's rather so it's a species that shares our planet, or
we can't turn around and say we're the only dominant species on this planet because we don't even know what's under the fucking sea.
Well, I know that, and I've said that before. But I mean, it's like do you not think that if there was a species that were, so intelligent that they were creating ships like this or whatever, that we wouldn't have had some sort of communication with them or have some sort of,
how do you know
multiple stories at least?
Majestic.
Well,
MJ12, I don't know, the Bilderbergs, the New World Order. There could be any kind of.
So what you're trying to say that they could just be just like the Cabal lives under the ocean?
Well, no, the Cabal group know about it, and basically, they have to have an agreement.
That Cabal has got a lot of answer for. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. Well, they like
a bit
there
you go.
Stuff.
Well, that's it. I think that's the tale of Kenneth.
Yes.
Kenneth.
Yes. Good old Kenneth.
From Connecticut.
Well, we'll be old now.
Well, we'll be talking. We've got loads more to come up in the show. But we'd love to know what you thought of the topic. If you've got anything to add, you know what to do. Send us an email or drop us a comment. We've got a featured podcast.
We have indeed.
Got a new one. They're going to be featured on our show for the next couple of weeks, also on the website. So if you want to go over and check them out, you can get over to our website at neverstraightanswer.co.uk.
Come on,
they're on the main page, featured. You can join Film Rage Crew.
Oh yeah,
we get raged at films.
Oh yeah.
So you can join Jim, Bryce, and Murray. Sorry, I do apologise, Murray, as they discuss movies currently playing, coming soon, and streaming. And from the past, so all of them.
Oh, man.
They've got passionate opinions. They talk about the actors, directors, and everything to do with cinema. They love movies, and just like you, they sit back, relax, and feel the rage.
Yes. Indeed.
So I'm assuming Nick Cage movies.
Yeah, more likely.
Yeah. Nick Cage. Yeah. Put the bunny back in the box.
No.
Come on, Nick. Right, well, we got a promo. We're going to share it with you right now.
Yeah.
It's time to feel the rage. Join us on Film Rage, where we talk movies, current releases, coming attractions, streaming, and classic films as well. Directors and actors, beware as you cannot hide from the rage. My name is Bryce, and I'm part of the Film Rage crew, which also includes Jim.
Hey.
And Murray.
Yo.
Why is it you always talk all the time? I can't understand why your voice is so...
This is the Merman, the voice of reason. These two can't agree on anything most of the time. Some movies are mondo, some are just suck. Every week something is going to make us rage. Join us every Wednesday and
feel the rage.
Thanks, guys, for dropping your promo, and you can do the same and get involved with the show. If you want to be featured, you can send us over your promo to neverstraightanswer@gmail.com, and we can feature you on the show.
Oh, yeah.
So we've got the news coming up.
We have.
Yes. Right about now. It's the news! Oh yeah, we've scoured the World Wide Web for the best news stories around, and in this week didn't disappoint.
Oh no.
As per usual, there's a lot of crazy crap going on.
Yeah, tell me about it.
And we've looked around for a good 20 minutes.
We have, indeed.
First story I found, which I thought was amazing.
Yeah.
This is off Vice. And it's about a conspiracy theory of there was a town that's been destroyed, obviously, by wildfires.
Okay, yeah.
And this guy is basically started spreading the rumor that it wasn't wildfires, it was a massive laser.
Ooh, massive laser.
So the guy himself, he looks fucking like a proper conspiracy theorist. He's a shirtless, grey bearded man. Yeah. And like I say, he's basically hit Facebook Live to say how he's suspicious that some of the trees didn't burn while others did, and walks around the ashy sort of grounds,
right?
Pointing out burnt out cars, trucks, that have been abandoned by residents because of the wildfires. So he's saying that like the way that the flames or the damage has kind of happened, that he doesn't. I mean, the place looks like a war zone, but he thinks that the way the damage has been done, it doesn't look like fire.
Okay.
So space laser.
I've got to say, I'm not with this guy. I'll tell you why. Right, a couple of years ago, do you remember a village called, I think it was the Paradise?
Right.
Paradise Village, right. Well, did you see the film afterwards of the damage was going on? Right, you had all the buildings had been knocked down. That's brick and metal, right? But you had, and cars and vehicles and anything like that was being like totally destroyed. I mean, it was flat and near enough. The only things that was seemed to be alive around that area were trees and plants.
Well, he's saying
literally.
Actually, funny that, because he said that trees still had leaves on them.
Yeah.
And
not even
cherries
touched.
Might have actually been quite tasty.
Yeah.
Because they didn't like. But is that not because?
Which, have you ever heard of fire like that? Have you ever heard of a fire where nothing...
I mean, it's not a case of that, because, I mean, it's moisture in trees. It's like if you tried ever burning a piece of wet wood, it just smokes, but it doesn't burn.
Have you seen how high you have to burn the temperature to burn metal?
Well, do you think if he were using a high-powered laser, that should surely burn a tree? So what, they got plant life proof lasers that only set fire to cars and other shit? Houses?
No, not necessarily, but there could be another reason, thinking of it now, of partly global warming, of the our ozone like opening up in certain areas, because we have had a lot of CMEs at the minute. We have had a lot of CMEs, and we had one just the other
CME?
Day. Which is Cro-Magnon.
A coronal mass ejection.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's from the sun. And that actually passed us yesterday, actually. So the only thing I can think is...
It's the equivalent of the magnifying glass on ants, isn't it? It's like you got this coronal mass ejection, he's just like literally going, you...
Yeah, basically. But on that, it still should burn plants and still should burn... I mean, it is weird. It is really weird.
This happened in Linton, where on the 30th of June, forest fires or wildfires forced residents to flee at a moment's notice. An investigation into the fire's cause is still ongoing, with clear focus on the possibility that the fires were started by actually by a train.
See? And it's not even fire season yet, and they've already broke the records on
So a passing train's gone past and caused maybe a spark, potentially.
Breaking and stuff.
But obviously, it's actually, we're talking about hot weather earlier, and it's the hottest it's been in Canada in its history.
Yeah,
so
breaking records.
They're like, wow, never had it this hot in
they were like Spain in a couple of years. So come over here, sun it up.
So I thought that was a pretty interesting story to kick us off with.
It really was. And to kick off next to it is that UFO report that was that come out the 23rd of last month, I think it was.
No, go for it.
I
might have.
The one where everyone was waiting for it to come out, and it come out. It was like 7 pages.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, when you said UFO report, I assumed you just meant like an incident. But
no.
The government Pentagon.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, officially there was actually 12 pages, but most of that was just garbage. Right. Well, it's looking like that is a first drop. Because senators are...
The first drop, it was kind of open and shut. They basically said, nah, it's probably not.
There was actually 75 pages, and senators are actually looking at the other ones, believing they may drop some more evidence.
It was like we were talking earlier on in the year about, there was a report about who was seen by a judge, and it was actually kind of made official by a judge as an incident, right? So why is that not being investigated? Because it's the first actual incident raised by a government official, right?
Well,
you've got Kenneth's story tonight, which was the first story, right? Now they should be looking at the comparisons between the first incidences and the incidences that they're getting in now, right? And trying to establish, well, logic says that it's not another country because...
Well, the president...
When did... that would have mean that, say, if it was China or Russia or Australia or fucking Finland, that they had this technology back in 1947. And if they did... Well, why weren't they using it in the war effort?
Well, exactly.
Right?
Why weren't you using it for saving
exactly,
instead of...
right? So it doesn't make sense. So it obviously suggests to me, and I can totally see Kenneth Arnold's logic around it by saying, well, it's otherworldly. It's not anything we possess.
Well, don't forget, 33% of presidents that have been in the United States actually have seen and reported these incidents. That is more than if you would put it against the population.
Yeah, but are they just saying it to be funny? Because they've actually, when they say, oh, I've had an alien encounter, well, yeah, you're the president, you've met him.
No, I think...
yeah, you had to shake their hands and fucking
one of them
treaties
I'd have to say, possibly, because I've even got a written document, statement stating that the agreements with the Greys and... what the arguments were for and against.
Interstellar peace treaties and whatnot.
Basically, yeah.
So, well, there you go.
It's interesting.
It is interesting. So you think there's going to be more and more to come on that?
Well,
if it does, we will be posting it on the website. If you're interested to read what the first document said, it's actually on our website. It's on the front page there, so you can download the entire document.
Have a little look. See what you think.
Read at your leisure.
Yeah.
Peruse over the facts.
Yes.
Or not.
Don't expect to get much out of it, to be honest.
Or you can listen to our episode dedicated to the whole shebang. There you go.
Yes.
I found this story, which I thought was quite entertaining.
Oh, yeah.
Can we talk about the stuck sausage truck?
The stuck sausage truck?
I think we should.
Okay. Yeah, I think we should as well.
Well, apparently this is a story that happened at the 8th stage of the 2021 Tour de France.
Oh no!
So it was on the last bend, 102 kilometers into the mountainous stage.
Yeah.
Something went wrong when a big truck, which was basically slapped on the side for promotions for a sausage company. Yeah.
Oh.
Got it stuck on the winding roads. And held up the whole event.
I'll tell you what, that is a wicked way of advertising.
I know, everyone knows your sausages now, don't they?
Yeah, exactly. Never heard of them before. Now everyone's buying them.
By a big dick.
Yeah.
You see, the thing is as well, like it's like
was it stunt? Was it or was it an accident? Or you know what I mean? It's what's a wagon doing going there at that when
it's
there's
like
a stage?
There's a guy there with a stall out going, "Hey, buy one of my sausages. It does look very nice in your trousers."
Yeah, it's probably on the back of the wagon. Just open it up. Yeah, we can't move it. We have to lose all that weight.
In it, if they can slip a sausage in there,
well,
like, it'll make them look a bit like they've got a bit more
ladies will be looking
prowess
yes,
in the old cycling shorts. You know what I mean?
Well, you never know.
See, what's everybody's opinion right, on the whole
sausage business?
No.
Wagon.
I mean, obviously, the sausage thing was hilarious. Yeah, right. Yeah. And but I think that you should only be wearing the whole cycling gear. Yeah, right. If you're in the Tour de France. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
When I'm commuting to work.
Oh, you see butt cracks.
And he's like, these guys fucking speeding past me looking like Captain America or like, like Spider-Man outfit. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Then it makes me laugh because...
the spandex, I
just think, well, like, you're going to work, mate, right? Yeah?
Yeah, but you don't want to be all sweaty and sticky. You might be able to get there and have a shower and,
That's it. Right, if you're lucky enough that you work at a place that have shower facilities, right? Yeah. Otherwise, you're just cycling to work. Right? Now, that's holding your job up because you're not only the time you're saving by getting there more aerodynamically. Yeah, you got to get changed when you get to work.
Yeah,
you're wasting that time.
Who've done that.
Yeah, so by the time I walk in the office in my comfortable clothing, right? Yeah. You're
after getting up half an hour later than you.
Yeah, right. While you squeezed into your spandex.
Yeah, that's
right?
it. then
you kind of. So what's your opinion? Do you think it's an essential part of cycling? Do you need to wear the spandex? Are you a spandex wearer?
Well, if you're wearing it, you're doing it.
What is the appeal?
Speed, aren't you? You're trying to get somewhere faster.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what I'm saying. It's like if you're going
with
to
traffic
work
lights
or
and
doing
shit, you can't do it on the road.
Just doing a commute. Yeah. Then I don't see it's hardly worth it because, like you say, it's just a commute to work. Whereas if you're on a bike ride going out for a Sunday or a Saturday afternoon, where you were going miles over country lanes and that, go at it.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Fun Police.
I'm not being fun police. You find that being fun. You find getting
some people
squeezing into the spandex
Some
fun.
people do. They're like, yeah, but you know.
Actually, it was another story about spandex.
Oh yeah.
While we're on the topic,
Let's go for it.
Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
Has been up to no good.
Oh, naughty boy, has
This
he?
was a story about a man who was kicked a supermarket employee to the ground.
Ooh.
Right? Punched her in the face.
Oh, no.
And literally pushed her to the ground whilst dressed as in a Spider-Man costume.
What a dick.
Right? Well, he fucking literally spider leaped across the supermarket to fly kick this woman, knocking her to the ground.
Not real Spider-Man, was it?
It wasn't the real Spider-Man, kids, don't worry.
Yeah.
But this was a brawl that ended up happening in a supermarket. I will try and find a photograph.
Were they drunk or something?
Must have been. But this is the thing, I mean, obviously there's been a lot of people who... You're going to think I'm the fun police again, but there's a lot of people.
No, because I'm going to agree with you here.
Who've not been out for a long time, who haven't been,
can't control themselves
and
a
drinking
little
in
bit.
the house and drinking out are two different things.
Yeah.
I can drink more in the house and not feel drunk
than
I do if I go out for a pint in a pub and I have a drink.
Yeah.
After 1 pint, 2 pints, I'm feeling a bit,
Yeah.
It's a different atmosphere.
Yeah, because you're more relaxed.
Yeah. So I find that, there's a lot of people who are going out for the first time after this long period and just not hacking it. Yeah, they're rather
and with the heat as well.
for excess or just not handling it.
Yeah.
So there
The
has
heat's
been
a killer, so you're going to be drinking a lot more. So, that 1 pint that usually lasts you about half hour will last you about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So more alcohol, more chance of getting
Remember-
pissed and fighting.
Remember a couple of weeks ago we were talking about Bitcoin and how there was a raid on a premises.
Oh,
because
yeah,
they thought
yeah,
it
yeah.
was a cannabis
That farm shed or something, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I found this story where the police have destroyed 1,069 Bitcoin mining rigs.
Oh.
Yeah. Why have they destroyed them?
Yeah, that's it. It'll be, right.
I mean, it's
Where
a
was
lot
it?
of them. This was in Malaysia.
Right, yeah, because in quite a lot of countries, Bitcoin is actually illegal. It's actually legal to own, and if you're in the country and you've got a Bitcoin, you can actually be arrested for it.
The Malaysian authorities did not mess around when they broke up a cryptocurrency mining farm.
They're right in there.
They were because the operation was also stealing electricity.
Right.
Yeah,
So they're getting done for not paying the bill and not making
So obviously with the Bitcoin price surge, obviously it was a good time for people to get on the mining. But obviously when you're doing it illegally as well, I mean, there's one point fucking bringing the money in if you're not going to pay the bills.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Well,
that's it.
do you know how they got rid of all these machines?
How?
They used a big-ass steamroller.
Oh, well, that is the way to do it. You will flatten with one of them.
That is the job, mate. It's like, what are you doing today? What do you do for a living? Fucking smash stuff with a steamroller.
Yeah, boy. Yeah. Where the hell did they get the steamroller from?
Have you never seen that episode of Malcolm in the Middle?
No.
Hal gets like a rebate or something, and he says, I know exactly what I'm going to do with this money, and he hires a steamroller just to crush stuff. Yeah, and he takes days off just to roll.
Just to crush shit.
It's just, he's got stuff lined up to crush.
You should use that as a job.
It's fucking brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he was like,
yeah, but would you spend a lot of money to just get this machine for like a couple of hours to
I'm
crush
sure that'd be
something?
a great stress relief.
Yeah, go down the street crushing all the cars in me way.
Oh, you used to get that monster truck tactical.
Yeah.
If you own
That's
a
worth the money.
steamroller and you would like to help us fulfill a dream of crushing stuff,
or a monster truck if you've got one of them too.
if you own a monster truck, a steamroller, or a DeLorean, and you
Or
want to
a
help
tank.
us, any of the above, and you want to help us fulfill some dreams,
Yeah.
you know what to do.
Oh, yeah. Bring
Any
it over to
any
us.
news you've seen today, sir?
I have, right. Well, it's yesterday was the beginning of the Olympics in Japan.
Yeah,
It started finally.
And
a year out.
Graham Norton's commentating on it for some reason.
Is he? Oh,
yeah.
right.
I mean, at the end of the day, Graham, no one's voting. It's not the Eurovision.
Well, yeah, that's true, but he's got to get his packet where he can, innit?
Hello. Oh, look at this guy. He's just about to do a poll vote. Oh, look at that.
Well, did you see the opening ceremony?
Drones, man.
Yeah.
You love the drones.
Yeah, that was brilliant. I did like that, but there was like...
Goes to show, we talk Project Bluebeam.
Yes.
What are they if they can do stuff like that?
Yeah, is it the final card?
Fuck fireworks.
Yeah, that's old style, that.
Old school, mate. Yeah. Where's the bang?
With
That's
the
what I
new
like.
tech. New tech.
We want the bang. Yeah, if you can make your drone explode as well.
Yeah.
Then awesome.
And the guy who designed it all and that got sacked.
Did he? What for?
Yeah, because in the 90s...
He did it wrong.
He did a joke about the Nazi camps and stuff.
Really?
The Holocaust, yeah. But I've got a question that was in the 90s, and if he was doing a joke and it was supposed to be put as a joke.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's like shit comes back to bite you on the arse. I mean, it's like, look at, any MP, if you found out they did something a bit silly in uni, then it's front page news, isn't it?
Blowing like fucking
it's like, what was
years
that
ago, but they're not in trouble.
David Cameron bummed a pig or something, or got his dick sucked by a pig at a
Oh,
frat
did it?
party.
All right, yeah.
That was ages ago. Do you not remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
That's what I'm saying.
That was a good movie.
He gets put into it was like he did it in school, or like he had smoked a joint once, and it's like, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. Well, yeah, this is it. I mean, can you bring back stuff like that to, you may be young, dumb, and full of cum, but now you're an adult, and you know what you did right and you done wrong. You know what I mean?
What?
Should he be sacked
so
from
basically, when you get a government position, you should be made to kind of list all your regrets.
Oh, no,
just in case.
No, because you might forget a few, and you might want to know a few
come on,
as well.
You did more shit than that. Come on, we want the full list.
Yeah, but you can. Yeah, but if I say something in a couple of years as a joke, put in as a joke, not as put as a serious
but the
comment.
problem is, it's like you need to look at that. What happened a couple of weeks ago about the England match, and there was a comedian there who was on Ideal. He was ignore me.
Oh yeah. The ginger kid.
Ignore me.
Yeah.
He was
pretty funny, that one.
He was pretty funny. He was a comedian, stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
And he made a comment on Twitter regarding the penalties. Yeah.
Okay.
And ruined his career. If you want to go on his, I say he ruined his career. He's gone. He's basically
been kicked to the curb a little bit.
He's been kicked to the curb. He's had to leave social media, Twitter stuff.
See.
If you go on his Wikipedia page, someone's edited his Wikipedia page, which basically now has an area that's entitled racial incident.
Oh,
do you know what I'm saying? So
man.
Making jokes.
Yes.
You might think you're saying something that's pretty kind of like harmless, but like it's how it's taken. And
this is it. We could go into this for a while, but I don't think we should.
Ignore me.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we will.
But I think the Olympics has kicked off okie dokie, apart from there was only 1,000 people who were allowed in the stadium, and they were all VIPs.
Were they?
Yeah, no one else was allowed in there, which isn't great for the athletes. When they cheer, if they win the medal.
Yeah, when you've just got a load of stoic fucking rich bastards going.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they're going to be. They were only there at the open ceremony.
I was actually clapping then, but I was doing it in such a fucking poncy way that you couldn't even hear it.
Couldn't hear it. It was like a cricket.
It's like, what's the sound of one hand clapping? What's that? What's the sound of a posh foot clapping?
Like that.
Yeah. Right. Anyway.
But it kicked off all right. It kicked off actually a couple of days beforehand, and I think the England girls. Done some 2 goals in the first game. Wicked, keep it up.
Listen, whatever you're doing out there, if you're representing England, the
and
UK,
your own country,
if you're representing your own country, anything you do, you've got my backing. Anyway.
Yeah. Good for you.
Yeah.
Good luck to all you.
The thing is, it was like, you know, to represent your country in the Olympics for anything is, you know, fucking remarkable. You've got to be at the top of your game, haven't you?
I'll tell you what, though, it's been a fucker for him because, you know, if any of them get corona, they're out of the game. They're out. They're out of them. Yeah, they're out of anyone who's got it. Yeah,
it's crazy because I mean there are sports in the Olympics that people do because there's not that much demand in it, and you can maybe win a medal.
Yeah.
It's like look at Eddie the Eagle. That's how he ended up becoming a
star,
legend, ski jumper.
Yeah, legend at ski jumping.
Because he was just like, you know, well, we don't have many ski jumpers in the UK.
You know what?
He was a spot.
I was kind of thinking that the other day before the Olympics started. I thought, is there any sport that I could do? That I could just walk in and go like, yeah, you know what, bang, yeah, we got no one representing. I'll come and do this.
I could see you doing a bit of curling.
Curling? Nah, I think the Scottish girls are good at the curling.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Origami. I don't know.
Origami?
We could think of something.
Chinese will win that.
Shit.
No, I don't think I'm good at anything.
No, because do you know what? I was going to say tea making, but like...
Tea making?
Yeah, but no, because they'd fucking give you a bronze medal straight away or a participation medal because you put the milk in first.
Yeah, they know how to make a good brew like we.
No, you failed.
Yeah, no, hell no.
Anyway.
I passed, mate, flying colours. That's the team
Talking
people.
about the drones a minute ago, I did actually find this story and it is brilliant.
Yeah.
So a cop calls for backup.
Huh?
Yeah, because she was being followed by a drone.
Oh, suspicious.
Right, only to find out it was the planet Jupiter. Yay!
Oh my God!
And that was a police officer.
That's a perfect police officer at the minute as well.
Do you know where she's from?
Don't say round my way.
Glasgow, Scotland.
Oh, right, yeah, all right then.
It's Scottish.
It's a bit away from me.
I'm being followed by a drone here.
All I got to say, Specsavers, they're doing 2 for 1 at the minute.
Pointed out, the rookie police officer in Glasgow, Scotland was recently embarrassed to discover that the drone she thought was pursuing her on her way to the shopping centre was actually the planet Jupiter.
Oh my days! I can't, to be honest. But
many outlets reported of the embarrassing mix-up.
Oh my!
Including us. So the Daily Record reported on Saturday that the officer left her salon around midnight. Station. Sorry, salon. Why am I saying?
I know. I was going to say, what's your hairdresser?
It's because it's
on the side.
20 past 2 in the morning, and I'm trying to read this, but it's like, you know what?
Yeah.
You know what? Right. So she left the station. Fucking salon.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Around midnight, when she first saw the bright light, and she believed it to be a drone. She attempted to lose the drone.
Well, she didn't do very good, did she?
To the local shopping centre. However, she failed. Yeah, because it just wouldn't. It wouldn't stop following her.
It's too big.
Afraid she eventually called she called general complaints number of the police and reported she was being followed by the drone and couldn't lose it. The operators working on the complaints line told the officers to return to her station where she could meet with a senior officer. So she did what she was told. Right. So according to the police, via the Daily Record, when she arrived at the station. She found standing in the police yard with her hood up, trying to hide from the drone, and pointed to the bright light in the sky. When the senior officer looked up and realised that the drone she'd been afraid of was actually Jupiter,
he took their piss out of her for the next couple of weeks.
I'm sure. Sky at Night reports.
You're wrong.
Jupiter will reach opposition on August the 19th.
See, so it's seeable in the sky at the minute.
Yeah, so that explains nice its brightness compared to other planetary bodies.
Yeah. Oh my days.
Holy smokes.
That's some funny shit.
It is, isn't it?
But yeah, Specsavers definitely. Well, talking about new policy.
Well, I was just about to say, just let me finish this off, because according to the Daily Record, the officer's mistake is the talk of the station, and nobody can quite believe it. So the anonymous police source told the outlet So that was somebody's just literally rang up going, "You'll never guess what."
I've just seen.
No, but to be fair though, right. Even though she was a bit paranoid and she didn't know what it was, she was genuinely scared by it. She was being followed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you got to admit, she was a rookie. She did what she was told.
She must have been a rookie, to be honest, because if anything, I would have thought they would have investigated before they actually went, right, okay, then. It's not what I think it is, or it is what I think it is. Now I call the station and go, look, I'm being followed or whatever. But, these things happen.
And she could have been she could have been in a salon.
Yeah.
She could have been getting her hair did.
Well, that's true. That's true.
I mean?
Straight after the station, she might have to pop out, go to the salon and next place, go and get a dress.
It's not so unreasonable.
She's off to see a fella. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
that's true. Followed by a drone.
Yeah. I'm surprised she didn't have a salad on the way.
Go on.
Right, well, new policy. This is for England, and it was passed on Thursday that these passports for going to venues, crowded places, is actually just been put into law.
Yeah, they've said it's going to be September, where if you want to go to a packed venue, festival,
a packed pub, a packed anywhere that's basically got a lot of people, you're going to be asked.
Most places. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like, well, it's weird because they turn around and say, you don't have to wear masks and all the rest of it, but I still want to.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not gone anywhere, and even though there is a lot of people vaccinated and stuff, it's still there. It's still. It's still kind of
felt kind of naked today. First day
it's
ever
weird,
that I went out with, and I didn't go. I went into a place without one, and it was like I've been going to this place, and I walked in last week, and everyone was wearing one. Now this week,
the thing is as well, right? I mean, in terms of, I've mentioned this. I mean, I've kind of always thought, why are people wearing masks, face masks? Like in the street.
Yeah.
This was pre-COVID. Like, and to be honest, because I'm a hay fever sufferer and something like a lot of the time, it's great for that.
Yeah, it did you good, didn't it? Yeah.
It's great for hay fever. I'm not breathing in all that pollen a lot of the time.
That's true.
When I'm having a walkabout or when I'm out, shopping or whatever. Then the other thing is, I've not caught a cold for so long.
Oh, yeah.
So
it just tells you how dirty the actual place
I mean,
is.
if it's going to help me in a lot of ways other than COVID, then I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to wear a mask all the time, but I mean, like in public places and on buses and trains, especially because prior to this, I got buses a lot, and they are literally dirt boxes. Right, of germs. And you know what really bugs me is the condensation on the bus windows, right? And you know when you see people drawing in it.
Oh yeah, you love that.
And they go, they're looking out the window and they can't see, so they go rub on the window. Yeah. Now it's only condensation in there because it's everyone's hot breath. Yeah. Perspirating on the cold glass. Right, and forming into water vapor. Right,
because windows are shut.
And you're just touching it, spreading it, touching the bars. Everyone's
then you got to press the bell to actually
turn
the bus.
Yeah.
So then bells must be
when I used to get
in
the
your
bus
toilet.
a lot, I was getting ill all the time. And then even that's one of the reasons why I started cycling, because I was like, I'd rather just not do that. I'd rather not. But then again, when there's situations when you can't avoid it, then it's like. But you can feel it's one of them where it was like you're sitting on a bus and you can feel you getting infected by a cold. I'm like,
you're sitting in a dirty place.
I'm getting ill. Just by sitting on this bus. Anyway.
It's true though. But look how loads of people out there must be thinking the same thing. That I haven't had a cold in like 2 years nearly, and you know what I mean. The last time I went to hospital was like about 3 years ago, and it's like in a kind of way it's done us good, but in another way it hasn't for our social life.
It's
for our health.
It's a big subject, isn't it? It's got a lot of side effects as well, though. Do you know what I mean? Like in terms of just stupid rules that people make up. I found this story. A shop bans customers from paying with cash that's stashed in their bras.
So we have a little bit of sweaty nipple
Now,
on
yeah,
it.
well, we've got a heat wave at the minute.
Yeah.
Right. So that's meaning like these fucking people stashing the money in the bra because they don't wearing shorts, but no pockets or whatever.
Yeah.
I
haven't sprayed myself this evening.
This is a shopkeeper who he's called Mattress Mick.
Mattress Mick?
Yeah, must have a mattress shop.
Yeah.
Or he's very good on a mattress.
Oh.
He put up a sign saying no bra money. Due to increasing temperatures and our own personal safety, we will not accept any money that's removed from a bra. Sorry for your inconvenience.
That's fair enough. Yeah, but how does he know if they take out the bra when they're outside the shop and then come in and go, right, I'm going to give you bra money? Well, that's how to get around it,
Mattress Mick won't take the chance.
Oh, well, if you get it's a bit wet, it might be bra money, but you're not going to refuse
Well, it's plasticky now, isn't it?
Well, yeah, that's true.
This is the thing about this plastic money as well, do you know? I mean, it was like, obviously, when the pandemic hit, there was a lot of kind of, let's not use cash.
Yeah.
Can you use contactless?
Yeah.
And that's fine, but, I mean, it's like the money...
They also stick together as well.
The money that was introduced was like a breeding ground for that shit as
well.
Oh,
yeah,
so,
always is. Well, anyway. It used to be, what was it, with the old notes, it used to be every single note that
had
would
a bit
go
of cocaine
through.
on it.
Yeah, see, yeah. And it was like, that's just mad, that, you know what I mean?
Right. Well, I've got one more story before NASA news. Have you got any?
No.
Right. Well, this is the puff piece at the end of the news before we get on to NASA news. Why are cats scared of cucumbers?
Oh.
We're about to find out.
Yes.
So, placing a cucumber behind a cat causes them to leap into the air in fright.
Yes.
Do you know why that is?
Can I guess?
Go on.
Snake.
Snakes.
Yeah.
Well, I would have thought that, but people have been sharing videos. Well, I'm going to tell you in a minute.
Oh, good.
They've been sharing videos of this extreme reaction to cucumbers.
Yeah.
So, you want to try it at home? It's funny.
I ain't got a cat.
I've got a cat. I've got a cat.
Have you got a cucumber?
I've got both.
Oh, right. We're going to do this afterwards then.
We will try. Do you know what? We'll do this. We'll post it. On,
what is it? Yeah.
Cucumber scaring cats. I mean, I am snide, but my cat's been a bit of a bitch today, so I think she deserves it.
Today, she's been a bit of a bitch quite a bit.
Anyway.
Yeah, you'll get your own back.
So it is because snakes.
Yeah.
But
Old
it
instincts.
is. So basically, many associate it with snakes, and obviously it's deadly predators.
Yeah.
So obviously to cats. She said if you cause stress to the animal, that's probably not a good thing, though.
No,
Do you know what
never
I mean?
a good thing to stress an animal.
But it's probably funny just the once.
Yeah, he's got what? Or 2, 3 times. It's only going to be a couple of times.
My cat, honestly, right?
She'll probably turn around and try and attack it.
If you put anything on the side, she'll go over and bat it because she's a bit wary by it.
Yeah.
And it was like when Taylor arrived earlier, we just heard this ungodly howling from the back garden.
Yeah.
And she was seeing off a big tomcat. She was
battering the local
she gave it
cats.
a couple. She went all Rocky Marciano on its ass.
No, she needs to calm her ass down.
Yeah.
Let's give her a snake.
Let's give her a cucumber. Well, snakes.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, we got any grass snakes? Yeah, we'll try with a proper snake.
Talking about snakes.
Yeah.
Something that we're back into NASA news now.
Yes, we are indeed.
Recently, this week, I don't know if you caught it, but it was the launch.
Big snake.
The launch of Jeff Bezos.
It is.
Jeff in space.
Jeffy.
Jeff blasted himself off.
In a big
Johnson.
Big Johnson. Yeah, very big
That's
Johnson.
all I can describe it as, because it did look like a massive wang.
It
right?
did.
Jeff tucked himself in the
right in the head.
Right in the head of the shaft.
Yeah.
Right? Where it was...
we didn't have a blanket either, you know what I mean?
The bulbous end. Right? Now, it's funny because I was watching it and I did make the Austin Powers joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not saying I'm a trendsetter, but a lot of people did kind of follow suit.
Yeah.
Right? I really wished it could have carried on, because it was like, John...
someone else added on there.
Exactly like the Austin Powers riff.
Yeah, maybe later on.
It looks like a giant Woody.
Yeah.
So
I can't remember any off the top of my head at the minute.
It was, what was it? Woody Harrelson.
That's right.
What was his name? Willie Nelson.
Yes.
It was, that looks like a massive Johnson.
Yeah.
something about peckers.
Peckers.
Yeah, probably a twitcher looking for birds. I don't know.
Yeah.
But Jeff's blasted off on Blue Origin.
He did, but he left his balls behind.
The thing is about this, right, is like, it's a great feat, all the rest of it, yeah, but
11 minutes.
all he did was throw himself off the planet for 10 seconds and then landed. I've been on fucking longer roller coasters.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Was it worth the money?
Well,
They said it was the most amazing experience they've ever had.
he reckoned
right?
beforehand that it was gonna inspire him, and like, you know, the many people have gone up and gone like, look how beautiful Earth is, and look what we're doing to it, and come back down. Fuck off. Money's gonna get involved there.
So do you think he's come down and he's going to want to save the planet all of a sudden?
He might try that.
I don't think he will. I think he's just come down smugger than ever.
He's just been
like,
done.
hey, I own Amazon. Hey, I've been space.
Yeah,
hey, I'm fucking amazing.
He's just been told off, hasn't he, for not being more aware of what stuff he's throwing away.
He looks like Lex Luthor. He's fucking Lex
Yeah.
Luthor, mate. What are you doing?
Well, yeah. If he was bald,
Trying to
I suppose,
retrieve
yeah.
Kal-El before he hits fucking thingy,
Well,
you know.
What do you
I
reckon
think the whole
reason why he went up?
I don't know. Money just to show off, man. It was like
Yeah.
if you're investing all this money into a space program on a fucking, you know, on a private level, where you've got final say, go, I want to blast off in a giant cock, right?
Yeah.
Throw myself up into space for a little bit, because he did go higher, further, faster.
Yeah, he did.
Right?
Yeah, he did.
Than
Go
Branson.
up there for about 11 minutes.
You know, like I say, was it about 11 minutes? It just seemed like so quick. He was up and down. I mean, it did seem a bit pointless. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if it is,
but we haven't took that journey, so we've
not took the journey. But I mean, the fact is, right, we're never going to likely to be able to take the journey, because the people who are going to be able to take that journey are going to be rich,
billionaires,
right? And they're not going up to do scientific work.
No,
they're not astronauts.
No.
Shouldn't be called astronauts.
No, that's true.
They're not going through all the physical training and all the mental training and all the actual fucking schooling.
And like you said, they're not up there that long. To be an
astronaut.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going up for, I've been to space.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Or,
wow,
it's the next thing where it's like where only the jet setters can go.
Yeah, well,
right?
it is. It's the next place, isn't it?
And that's the point.
Government and jet
we
setters.
can't go. They're not going up there to further mankind.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, they're going up there so they can say they went.
Yeah,
totally.
And
if that and bottom line is, right, that's going to earn Jeff and his shareholders
a lot of money.
butt ton of money.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. And if he can go, and the only way he can sell that product is by going, I've done it myself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
If he never went up himself, then he's selling something that he can't claim is safe.
Exactly.
So, you know.
Exactly. Well, that's the same as why Richard Branson did it, so he could turn around and go, well, yeah, I went to the edge of space and it was safe as houses. Yeah, but not every single trip will be. You've had so many issues beforehand. And what's going to happen when an issue does happen?
Tragedy
does that
strikes,
Does that mean that the same as what happened with NASA, where they closed it down for like, I think 9 years, something like that, and they
well,
like,
shit happens in theme parks. I mean, at the end of it, you've got like you know what happened at Alton Towers, where there's an accident on a ride, and then
that was easily investigated.
Yeah, but it's closed down and then brought back a couple of months later. And it's, do you think I'm riding that roller coaster now? I don't think so.
Well, that's why we ended up using the Russian shuttles.
It's definitely going to impact if a tragedy happens. And I think they should definitely close down if something did happen like that.
And to be honest, at one time in one place, something is going to happen. It's not a case of... it's a case of if and when. It's not a case of if, it's a case of when.
Just look how many test rockets when like SpaceX are trying blasting off their rockets, you know.
They've only just had their success on their new rocket, you know what I mean?
Tell you what though, they have got the whole landing back on getting the thruster to land back on docks.
Yeah, it's good the more that we do it.
All of them are doing it, and I think like they've got it really well. I mean, it's better than blasting off our junk into space and then leaving it there. It's reusable, so it's great.
Yeah.
But what do you think about the Jeff Bezos? So you've heard my opinion.
Yeah.
Do you think that's accurate, or do you think like you think it's a good idea to do space tourism?
Yeah, well, it depends. It depends on the company and how far you're going up. And
Well, I don't
which
see,
one
I
would
don't
you
see
pick,
I'm gonna
Virgin
get
or
well, probably,
or the other one, or the penis? Which one would you choose?
So the choices are a Virgin or a penis.
Yeah. Which one? Because you're not going to go to the International Space Station.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
So
this is the
until
only
a
thing.
hotel or whatever goes up there,
Great,
then
you can see it. You can see the Earth from space, right? Yeah, but it'd be one of those where you'd get up there, and you'd get an opportunity to see Earth from space. But no sooner as you've seen it, you're coming back down. So it's not like you can sit up there.
Not a massive impact.
You can't savor it.
Yeah.
You can't look on the Earth and watch it rotate and see the whole majesty of a day pass on Earth. Yeah. You're up there for a brief spell where you've got an opportunity to look out of a window.
We're throwing balls or some shit at each other and all, and it was
not
like
looking out the window.
Yeah, exactly. What are you doing?
Not looking out the window.
Look
throwing
how
balls
beautiful it
about.
is.
Go and check our weight list. We've got stuff. Right?
Even the kit, I remember
you can
seeing
still go on the
kit.
Vomit Comet and do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you don't see as much beauty than when you're up in space and actually see it as a whole.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think you're up there long enough to appreciate it and get as inspired as you.
So it should be like a weekend kind of thing. Get up there, have a look for a.
I kind of hope that maybe because he was going past the carbon line, and I was kind of hoping that they might have just floated off.
Yeah, the top end just went boo.
Instead of entering Earth's atmosphere, it would be like fucking
like the two cosmonauts that got lost
you later,
in space.
Jeff.
Yeah, well,
fucked.
Yeah, but like I said, I reckon he's got that much money that he had a second fucking shuttle ready to go up to rescue him if anything went on.
Jeff in space.
He just went up to see, our masters.
Well, maybe.
Yeah.
Talking about missions and stuff. We've got some missions going, man.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff's happening.
Yes, indeed.
NASA's just given SpaceX a big fat check.
Oh, yes.
For $178 million.
Yes, please.
And this is to launch its mission to Jupiter's moon. That could harbour alien life.
Good.
Always looking for that life, baby.
Well, yeah, they were saying there's some new stuff going on about Jupiter at the minute, about the surface of it and stuff. I
love the fact, though, you can turn around to NASA and say, we're thinking of going to this place. Right.
We're having a look at Venus, but now this week we're thinking...
Hang on, I'm going to pick a planet, right, and just go, listen, NASA, we're thinking about going up to Titan. Yeah. Got a feeling, that we might find something.
Yeah, just a little feeling there.
Because in this instance, NASA have awarded SpaceX $178 million to launch a spacecraft to Jupiter's moon, Europa. So, it's
because there's a lot of stuff going on about under the surface.
Yeah, well, they're looking for aquatic alien life in Europa's vast underground oceans.
There's a big chance that there's possibly life down there.
So that's going to be happening at around October 2024.
Good.
It's going to be SpaceX's Falcon Heavy rocket, and that's going to be looking for sea creatures, I suppose, bacteria and alien life underwater.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be loads of stuff.
Yeah, well, wherever there's water, there's generally life, but it's not
I reckon we're
really
going to get up
necessary.
there, and then the first thing they're going to see is a cod.
Or
something just ridiculous.
A whale going by.
Something like proper normal, it's like
fucking shark.
There's
squid.
fucking fish.
Oh, squid. Squid, because he reckons squid are kind of
Squid's probably
alien.
a good call, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'd say squid are probably like that sort of I'd say would be, because they're everywhere in the depths, in the deepest. They survive in all types of pressures and whatnot.
And they're one of the only creatures that can change their DNA by control.
It's funny because I'm not sure if this is squids or octopusy squiddy type things or crabs. It might be crabs actually, but squids might be the same, where it's like there's actually only a couple of species of actual true crab, whereas there's a lot of
subspecies
species that aren't genetic crabs but look like crabs, and they've evolved to look like crabs because they realised that they've got a good fucking shit going. What their
if their system works, why not try it?
Exactly.
Well, yeah. Well,
you might like it.
Well, that's like octopuses and stuff like that as well, where they put stuff over them, like shells and that, so they can disguise themselves across the waters and that.
Like slugs.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like they're a wicked species, but probably find a couple of them there.
Well, who do you think could win if you got Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk?
Oh, what?
And Richard Branson.
Yeah. In a fight for what?
For Mars.
For Mars?
Yeah.
Musk.
Do you think?
Yeah, I think so, yeah, because I think he's got the best technology.
Would fight dirtier.
Yeah, but I think he's
probably
got more brains.
I think Lex has got a super soldier serum. And when I say Lex, I mean Jeff.
Yeah.
Scientists say Mars might actually have a liquid iron core. Molten tins.
Nice. Yeah. Let's find more evidence of this.
Well, this has actually been kind of getting proven because new information about what's on Mars shows that the red planet has a molten liquid iron core. This has been confirmed by indicators of the planet has some similarities to Earth and Venus. Researchers at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratories, amazingly, 3 years ago, did some radio tracking data from Mars, and they've kind of got the results now.
Yeah.
And they're basically saying about seismic activities and stuff like earthquakes and volcanoes have kind of similar to the type of things we have here. Yeah. So, so Earth has an outer liquid iron core and a solid inner core.
Yeah.
This may be caused by the same case for Mars.
So then it means it's a.
Or why wouldn't it be? At the end of the day, if you've got all these planets in the same sector of space where we're supposedly formed by rocks and meteorites and shit just forming, then why wouldn't that one have the same stuff makeup as?
Because it's like Jupiter. Jupiter's mostly gas.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
In that case, could
you
just blow Jupiter away?
Well, no, not really, because there's supposed to be no iron core in there either.
Oh no, I'm not saying it's iron, but it might be. You're saying it's not. It can't be 100% gas. It's got to have some sort of
some sort of solid inside. Yeah. Well, I would imagine there is something.
You could have planets that are formed where it's just rock, but that iron core, that molten iron core, how would that? How would that even start? I mean, would it just be the pressures of the planet that actually make it ignite, go fusion or whatever?
It could be.
I have no idea how that would be down. How it'd be molten.
Because the molten will be around the solid iron core, which will create the the magnetic field around the planet.
So
and
it's
if
the
it
magnetic
slows that
that
down,
kind of heat up the core. Right?
So if it's not going at a certain speed, so if it's slowed down over generations, then it looks like that's where all the dangerous gamma rays and environment from outside the planet gets in. So it's basically taken down the force field. But surprisingly enough, there's been another announcement about Mars this week about how one of the craters that one of the rovers are in, that it's looking more like that it was about 3.8 million years ago. There was actually a lot of water in there. It looks like it was actually a lake.
Well, they kind of thought that because
but then they went against it. But now they're going for it again.
Well, that's one of the reasons why they dropped it there, because they were like they seen that these sort of an inlet and an outlet.
Yeah, because there was an entrance one that you was talking about a couple of months
ago. So I find that really interesting because, like, obviously it kind of does prove that there was life on the planet previous to. And what happened there that made it so barren now? You know, it's
could
crazy.
Have been like the iron core, like it slowed down, so then the sun's rays could get right through us.
It was actually, it says here, Mars is influenced by the gravitational pull of the sun. This causes a solid body tide with a bulge towards and away from the sun. Similar in a concept on tidal how tides work
Yeah,
here
so
on
that's
Earth.
probably what slowed it down, to be honest.
Well, however, yeah, for Mars, the bulge is much smaller, less than 1 centimetre. By measuring the bulge on Mars, Mars's gravity field, we can determine how flexible Mars is. So
Can it be reversed? Oh, that'd be the question. Could it be reversed? If
know.
we can reverse it, then it'd be the next planet that we live on. If not, then we've got to find.
Well, that's what they're looking at
Roper
now, aren't they? They've
stuff,
got to do
yeah.
some what's it?
Research.
No, some what's the word when they kind of terraform?
Yeah.
They want to terraform Mars, don't they, and reverse the
Yeah.
the barren nature of
Yeah, but
Mars
that's
to
gonna
a more
take
livable
fucking-
environment.
How long's that going to take? We'll be all over the fucking moon by the time that takes up.
Be all over that shit.
Yeah.
All over that moon thing.
We'll probably be inside fucking Jupiter by then. Or well outside
We
our
get about
stellar
us
program.
human beings.
Yeah.
Anything else on the NASA front before we close the show?
Yeah, there's a controversy on the name of the NASA's new space flagship, which is the James Webb telescope.
Right.
Well, apparently, anti-LGBT plus claims that they should change the name because of who he was and what he stood against gay and lesbian people when he was in the government from 1961 to 1968.
So what they're saying because
of that.
Well, this is what we were talking about earlier. Yeah, about that comedian who was, you asked the question: should something that you did years ago come back to haunt you? Now, this was something like even though this guy did a lot for astronomy, I assume, and whatever his field was, because he didn't approve of that lifestyle.
Yeah.
When was this?
1960s. 61 to 68.
Which literally nobody approved of it back then.
Yeah, back then it was all like that.
You've got to be realistic here, right? Yeah. Back then it was
Setting the times.
It was a different time.
Different
yeah,
era,
right. And it wasn't a popular sort of lifestyle.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way, right?
Yeah.
Or if it was behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Right. If he had an opinion on it back then should he be kind of
victimized now?
Judged for his contributions to science and be kind of, no, you can't name something off him because...
Yeah.
Now, it only seems to me that, it's the LGBT plus group that have got a problem with this. Can't they just accept that it was a different time and that was the most popular opinion back then? Times have changed.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, right?
Totally.
But you can't argue that the guy didn't do great strides in contributions
Exactly, that's
to
why
science.
his name's been put
and that's why his name's been put forward.
Yeah.
You could look at many public leaders and fucking respected people in history and find that they've got an opinion about something that you don't agree
even possibly
with.
now, yeah.
Totally. But does
everyone
that mean
can't have the same opinion, can they? You know what I mean? It's
obviously
a case you've got to realise what era.
Now, if it was somebody in science now who came out with an opinion or a comment,
totally.
Don't name it after him because he should know better.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
But
You've got the knowledge.
Oh, it's crazy.
It is, it's mad. But, so, NASA did investigate.
Yeah.
They did try and see their point of view. And they had come back with that there isn't enough evidence to give change to the name.
So they're going to change the name?
No, so it's going to stand as the James Webb telescope, science telescope.
So they couldn't find
moment.
enough evidence to warrant changing the name?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
They did have, they stated that they have had a look at it, they've had a thought about it, and they've come up with there's not enough evidence against it.
Oh, not enough grounds to do
basically.
it. Right, fair enough. Well, there you go.
Also, on another telescopic site news.
You found your penis.
I did, yeah. It was right in the corner. I couldn't believe it.
Oh, sorry.
I nearly went deaf there.
I'm trying to find the bum chum.
There we go. You got it.
There we go.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, we've got some good news as well.
Go on.
Because of the Hubble telescope is now working again.
It is.
Yeah,
You're
so
joking?
no, so
How
turning
did
it
that
off
happen?
and turning it on again does work for the big machines as well as the small.
See.
Yeah.
If only
they got it
we
together.
had a Fonzie around to give it a bit of a whack.
Hey.
But it turns out technical support kicked in. They said, have you tried switching it off and on again?
And they went, oh, they figured that. Okay, I'll try that. And boom. I believe that's how they've done it.
It's probably working better than ever now, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's one of those. It's one of those situations where they were probably thinking, if we turn it off,
Yeah.
and it doesn't come back on,
then
we are fucked.
Well, you're
right?
fucked anyway.
And it's like when your computer doesn't start and you think, oh, all my files.
Oh, yeah, I had
It's
that
like
today.
I could do a master reset, but I'll lose everything. Yeah, and then it's like, well, should I bother? I won't bother. I'll just hope for the best. And then it's like, well, maybe that master reset or switching it off and on again did cost them some data, but is it worth the risk? Is it like better to switch it off and on again and collect better data in the future?
They've been bringing out some gorgeous pictures of the galaxies
Gorgeous pictures.
Lately, and it's like it would have been a really, really shame
sexy
to
galaxy.
actually lose it, to be honest.
Yeah,
even though the James Webb is supposed to be, like 10 times better.
There's a couple of more telescopes that they're bringing out.
Yeah,
like, space
we need to keep it as long as we can because there's a lot of space out there, and we're only seeing roughly around about 3% of it.
Exactly.
With individual telescopes.
Well,
so let's continue the race to the stars.
Got one last story.
Go for it.
Racing to the stars. A hair-raising cigar-shaped UFO sighted by NASA astronauts.
Some more
rotated as poles stuck out of it. Yeah.
As poles stuck out of
Yep. And this is a NASA astronaut saw a UFO in space, and it looked like a beer can with a smooth pencil sticking out of it.
Yeah,
it's a cylindrical shape object. So this is in 1965, Jim McDivitt, now 92, embarked on a space mission that he'd never forget. McDivitt and his crewmate Edward White set off in a NASA second manned mission to space. Which was Gemini 11. What is it? 6? Gemini 6.
Gemini 6.
Early in June.
Yeah.
Right? So it launched from Cape Kennedy Air Force in Florida, and neither of them could have imagined what they saw. And that's like say when they got to back to Earth, the astronauts basically said that they saw a white cigar-shaped UFO whilst in space. Over a decade later, he was still none the wiser about it and actually what he'd seen until he spoke to US television in 1975, where he recalled it. At the time, he saw something in front of him and outside their spacecraft that he couldn't identify, and he wasn't able to identify it today. And he doesn't think anybody will ever will.
Did they say it was a big craft? Because it makes me... saying that, it makes me think of the two satellites that went to, I think it was Mars. They were on the way to Mars. Now, the first one stopped after near the planet. The second one stopped just after it. But the thing was, just beforehand, they'd taken a number of pictures. Now,
I thought you was going to say that the first one was too hot, the second one was too cold,
no,
but the third one...
I think they were thinking that the first one was destroyed and the second one was destroyed, but there was pictures taken beforehand, and on this picture you see a cigar-shaped object, but you also see, I don't know, well, up there it must be like a couple of fucking 100 miles or something. Right near it, you saw a long kind of stringy object.
Oh, yeah. So, like, some say that it's kind of refueling from the sun, using it as a kind of a plasma sort of fueling.
Yeah, kind of rod or something. Yeah, because actually, you just reminded me of another one in Australia where a witness at a farm, there was a small one actually, tic-tac kind of object, and it went near his lake, and it poked out like a bar into the water. It knocked him off his tractor. He ran home, tried to get his uncle and someone else to come down there. By the time they got down there, this object literally had just poked and gone off.
Well, this is what he was saying, this dude, because he said it rotated around and he noticed something out the front of it. There was a white cylindrical shape with a white pole sticking out the top of one corner. He said he also was involved and commanded NASA's Apollo 9 mission. During that one, he saw something there. He grabbed his camera to take a photo of the object. But as the sun shone through the window, he could no longer see out of it. He disappeared, and he never saw it again.
That would have been locked into the archives, to be honest, if he would have got a good picture. Have you seen that one?
It's amazing though that had like so many kind of these are official people who have been trained by NASA. You know, it's like they know what to look for. They know what's not theirs.
The compass mentors, they're all fit, health, and everything. Have you seen that one secure teams just put out?
Nope.
There's a picture that's out there that shows like an object near the Earth, but it's like massive, like the same size as the Earth, but it's like it's like a bluish outline of something.
I wish they'd pop down, have a cuppa.
Well, it's on Twitter if you have a look. It is quite weird kind of thing, but it reminds me of other videos and photos of, you know, the far side of like the ISS is just seeing something in that corner, but then it just disappears out of sight. There's been a number of them, and I think these objects are getting bigger and fucking bigger.
I know, and so it's like the fucking I
think what we're seeing are the small ones.
The Volgon destructor fleet.
Here
to create an intergalactic bypass.
Well, there's something definitely going on up there because there's more and more pictures.
On Earth.
More and more pictures. And have you seen that other picture that's come out lately of video of someone?
Someone now, he's been like this for the next 20 minutes. Have you seen this one? I'll show you this one. Have you seen this one?
Well, I'll leave this with this one. And to me, the video looks like it's the Dark Knight.
Right.
But it's like in blue.
We don't mean really, Batman. There is an actual
spy satellite,
some sort of like craft
1,000 years
that's always kind of hovering around, and it's known
NASA
as the Dark
took
Knight.
a really good picture of it. If you can find it, it's
Google
really good. It'd be the first one to come out. But it looks a spit of that, but it's like blue, and you see it actually going away, and it's like it reminds me of that. So
there you go. Check them out. Well, I hope you've had your fill of UFOs for tonight.
Yeah.
We certainly haven't. Hey, we're going to go and look for some more.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the show. If you want to get in touch, you know what to do. If you've got a question for us or a comment or suggestion, you can email us at neverastraightanswer@gmail.com. We're available on Twitter at NASA_never.
Come on, man.
We're over on Instagram where we post related stuff to the show. So obviously, if we've mentioned any photographs that we were going to post, we'll probably be posting them there. And we're available on all podcast platforms.
We are indeed.
From iTunes to Spotify. We're all available on YouTube and all types of places. You can find everything over on the website at neverastraightanswer.co.uk.
Yeah. We insist you go over and have a look.
Yay, you can get yourself some sexy merch if you want to go over to the website too. Or if you want to help us out and support the show, you can go over to our support page on the website where there's numerous ways to show your support from buying us a coffee to Patreon or just donating. You can buy merch and just do the biz. Even like us, comment, share.
Tell your friends.
All good.
Spread the word. We are here always.
We had a bit of one last thing. We had a bit of a drop. We have a week off and we have a drop. Right. Get listening. Get downloading. Just download previous episodes for the fun of it. Don't even listen to them. Just download them. Download it, delete it, download it again. Right, anyway.
Beautiful.
We'll catch you later. We'll see you next week. We've got another great show coming up and a special guest joining us. In fact, it's absolutely a brilliant interview. So make sure you join us for that next week. If you've stuck to all the way to the end, you're an absolute fucking legend.
Stars, you are.
And you've made my week.
You have.
What can I say?
Yeah.
You've
made it. You've made it.
You've made it. Right, we'll catch you next time. I've been Gaz.
I've been Taylor.
She's been the cat. Catch you in a bit.
Peace out.